Trump's second term as a president has been all about economic nationalism sentiment for US. He is on trade wars against countries like China, and he wants to push back the Make in America narrative again. So leave apart what kind of repercussions this will have on the stock markets, etc. But it also means major changes in the growth of certain industries. Certain jobs are going to grow, certain jobs are going to decline because of this. So in today's video, what I want to focus on, what are those areas or jobs that will benefit from Trump's policies, and what kind of MS majors can you go for to leverage this growth. So that is the list I want to talk in today's video. All this on the other side of this intro. Keep watching. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're finding the information useful, and if you are, then please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Okay, so very important topic today. It's back to Trump again, but we are talking about how is economic and trade policies are changing industries and jobs, and what kind of careers will flourish. So I want to focus on where should you focus your energy, and if you're going for masters, what sort of majors will benefit from Trump's policies. Now, we have previously done videos on bad ROI majors and all that, but today let's focus on the positive ones. So I want to cover three lists today. Number one is list of majors and jobs which are going to benefit from Trump's policies. So ideally you want to focus on those. Number two is areas that are getting oversaturated. So if you're heading to one of these areas or thinking about finding a job in there, then just be cautious. And number three is some future friendly majors that are not big yet, but I think they can boom in near future. So these three lists is what I will cover today. Let's get started with the first one, which is what are the jobs that are going to massively benefit from Trump's economic policies. In the first area, I think that is going to massively benefit from Trump's policy is manufacturing and embedded systems. Now, Trump's whole thesis is around bringing manufacturing back to US, which means more factories, more industrialization, etc. So all this tariff war with China means that electronics and automotive parts will have to shift back to US. So the courses that can benefit from this include MS in embedded systems, VLSI, industrial engineering, etc. On business side, I see a good demand probably for supply chain, logistics, and operations. Folks should benefit from this boost in manufacturing wave. Overall, I think roles in chip design, PCB control system, EVs, supply chain management, etc. should benefit from this. And if I talk in terms of areas or sectors which have this industrial focus and which can become major industrial or manufacturing hubs, so people are talking about, of course, Texas is there with Houston and DFW area, but also Ohio, Indiana, and of course Michigan, which is automotive hub. This will benefit ECE grads, mechanical grads, and of course management students who have good understanding of operations and supply chain. Next area that I'm bullish on is robotics and mechatronics, because once manufacturing shifts back to US, there has to be built more factories, more manufacturing systems, and industrial automation will suddenly surge in demand because all these factories do need industrial robots. So I feel robotics plus AI or mechanical plus AI will become a very, very interesting combination. And I would be bullish on courses like MS in robotics, MS in any kind of automation focus areas, mechatronics, etc. And if you can, I would go for a PhD degree in robotics kind of courses, because I think having that research understanding of these fields will give you a massive edge. Third area that I think is already solid, but it will remain robust, is cloud and DevOps engineering. Also, data engineering is something I'm bullish on. I feel the demand is going to remain robust, and also these are STEM and H1B friendly focus areas, which is what we need. So companies are, yes, they are cutting the cost, but cloud infra is non-negotiable, right? So they do need people who can build the cloud infrastructure and work on those technologies. So MS in CS or whatever cloud related areas, systems, data engineering, much more than data science. So all these look like good promising areas for the future to me. Then next come to the second list, which is majors that are getting oversaturated. And number one I would definitely pick here is data science or any sort of superficial AI course, right? So I know a lot of industries are like, cashing on this AI wave. So they are introducing some sort of AI course, and people are feeling that if I just get a data science degree or AI degree, I'm going to be like, future proof. But that's not the case, because I feel like there are just too many graduates in data science now, and there are not that many junior or entry level roles for this, right? So unless you're already an expert in it, or you are a absolute math nerd who can geek it out and build very complex data science kind of systems, I don't think the market has that sort of demand to absorb all these graduates. So I would say don't do data science just for sake of doing it. But I feel a better bet is obviously data engineering or cloud infra skills, which are growing. And as we covered in the last video, they are H1B visa friendly also. But this means that you have to come from somewhat comp engineering kind of background. So all those like non-STEM folks who were thinking I would just do a DS degree and like, get a heads up in my career, I think that's not really playing out the way it was supposed to. Also, same with AI course. I think if you're focusing on AI, then might as well get a PhD degree in AI. Because if I have to go to US today, I would probably go for a PhD in AI kind of a course. Second field that I think is getting massively oversaturated is general MBA, product management, or even business analytics kind of areas. So unless you're going to like a top 20 business school, I don't honestly see the ROI of MBA degree these days. So H1B sponsorships are also questionable for MBA grads. Many courses are not even STEM accredited. So do you really want to go for it? It's not safe. Forget safe. It's not even advisable that you spend like 100 or 200K on this MBA degree without having a plan or without knowing how you're going to earn it back. Same with business analytics or same with product management, because again, what happened is many non-STEM folks tried to get into these fields by just doing some sort of like 1.5 year of MS degree we will do in here, and then we will try to switch to tech industry. So we already have folks doing that. So instead, I think if you want to go for management kind of options, then focus on supply chain, logistics, or industrial analytics. But definitely avoid a generic kind of MBA, especially from a tier 2 or tier 3 school. Okay, then I promise you the third list of new generation careers to watch out for. These courses are not obvious right now, and I may even get flack for some of these, but I feel they can grow fast. They can lead to some very, very promising career pathways. And first, I like the wave of space tech that is going on. So all these companies that are betting on space tech, sending satellites or developing rockets, etc., they will need talent, right? For example, application of satellite imagery is very interesting. So think of how they are going to monetize all these satellites and space infra they are building. So if you're somebody who has an in-depth knowledge of computer vision or image processing, you can very well thrive in those satellite imagery companies. For example, this is just one route. Like, don't try to force it, but if you're somebody who has interest in these areas, then I think that is one possible career pathway I would think for myself. So again, same for spatial data science. So normal data science, probably not, but if you're able to get into these companies and do some spatial data wala data science, that could be interesting. Second area is, we again and again talk about it. I think it has yet not reached its potential. It has, I think, good possibilities, and that is cybersecurity and blockchain. Still strong, because I think overall cyber attacks, cyber infra, and kind of Trump's inclination towards crypto, etc. So I feel blockchain technology can benefit, because he might introduce or favor some of these crypto kind of systems. So think about cyber security, blockchain, those could be interesting. Third area, I've always been bullish on bioinformatics and healthcare AI. I feel it's still not happening the way it should, but maybe in next 5-10 years, I think it can boom suddenly, is what I feel. So let's try to summarize it, and here's my advice in the end. Like, for example, what does this mean for you, right? So I feel like in current state of America, where Trump is making so many changes, you have to think beyond STEM. So obviously you have to go for STEM, but what beyond that, right? So you need to have a strategic domain connected course, which is more futuristic, which is somewhat job friendly. Also H1B opportunities should be there, and it should be connected to a very, very growing sector. So my 3 advice are: number 1 is try to combine a core technology with a growing industry. So you should be able to see that whatever this course I'm going for, does it have application in a growing segment. Secondly, choose universities which are near these industry clusters, because I feel like they are going to get a lot of benefit from Trump's mood swings. And thirdly is build a very practical and internship driven profile. So have that, like, be in that job hunt mindset constantly 24/7. If you need our help with that, if you want to join our community of job hunters, job seekers, and just like overall advice on that, then of course feel free to join the internship and job hunt masterclass. But yes, be in that mindset always. Don't think that once I'm closer to graduating or once I'm closer to summer, that's when I'm going to look for opportunities. No, you have to constantly keep looking for them. So I hope this video helped clarify some confusion and it gave you direction of, like, what fields can benefit in the future, and try to focus on that rather than just following some outdated trend. So drop me a comment, like, which course are you applying for 2026 and why? And then I will see you guys in the fresh new video next weekend. Until then, take care and stay safe.